Hello everybody, Gives a Mac here, and today I'm going to be talking about the class balance in Battlefield Hardline and my thoughts on it. So, in Battlefield Hardline, the classes that you can play as have actually been changed quite a bit. Not only the names, because the names have been changed. Assault is Operator, the Engineer class is now Mechanic, Support is Enforcer, and the Recon is Professional. And they have actually changed quite a bit. One of the more notable things is that the Mechanic, or the Engineer, doesn't have RPGs any longer. They have grenade launchers. Also, the Recon, or the Professional, doesn't have the Spawn Beacon any longer. The Mechanic has that. One of the things I didn't really like about Battlefield 4 was the class dynamics. And that was mostly because of the weapons that a class could use. Now, in Battlefield 4, the classes were all kind of good in most situations. I mean, if you're playing as Recon, which has snipers, then if you want to be a Recon but you want to be at close range, you could do that with a shotgun or a close range carbine. And that I didn't really like. And even then, a carbine can be moderately good at longer ranges, at medium range. Same with the Engineer. An Engineer could excel at close range with a PDW and a shotgun. They could also do good at medium range with a carbine, and they could also do good at medium to long range with DMRs. And that was one of the things I didn't really like in Battlefield 4. Is just these classes could do so good at anything they want to do. I mean, if you want to be a Recon at close range, you can do that. If you want to have a shotgun on a Recon, then you can do that. And that was, it's like, well, if you understand what the class, what the classes look like, what their character models look like, then you're like, oh, this is a Recon. He's probably has a sniper. You think that he has a sniper. He's probably not going to hit you unless he's going to try and quickscope you if you're like right next to him. But then he pulls out a shotgun and kills you in one shot. That was pretty annoying, and that wasn't just Recons. Support. You'd think that, oh, he has an LMG. No, he has a shotgun, and I didn't really like that. Now, in Battlefield Hardline, the Enforcer does not have LMGs. They have shotguns and battle rifles, which is pretty nice. And the Engineers have PDWs. Also, the Professional only has snipers and DMRs. They also have machine pistols, which actually another thing is if somebody wants to be good in Battlefield 4, if somebody wanted to have a shotgun, well, then they could put on a 44 Magnum with a 3x sight and do pretty good at longer ranges. In Battlefield Hardline, if you want to have a shotgun and a revolver, you can't do that. You can't do that because the shotguns are for the Enforcer, the revolvers are for the Mechanic. Now, of course, you could probably put on like a Desert Eagle or something, but even then, that isn't accurate at long range. Same with the Professional. The Professional, you can't really do that great at close range unless you have an amazing DMR accuracy and you could spam that DMR at close range, which I guess you could do, but that would be pretty hard. And then you could also use your pistol. But the problem with your pistol is, one, you're gonna run out of ammo very fast because you don't have much ammo with a Glock or something. You also don't have that great of accuracy. And another thing, in Battlefield Hardline, the map size is kind of smaller than Battlefield 4. Of course, the Conquest will be kind of large, but even then, that's not that big of a map. Dust Bowl, Downtown, we've already seen a few other maps like Riptide and Derailed, and they don't seem to be that large even in Conquest. I actually really like the way that the classes work in Battlefield Hardline. Another thing I really like about them is that somebody who has like an assault rifle, which is pretty much one of the best weapons in the game. If somebody has like an M416 or an AKM or a M16A3, they were pretty good, but they can't use a machine pistol or one of the hand cannons, and that's a pretty good idea. They can only have like these 9mm pistols, which can still do good damage, but they're not like using a Desert Eagle or like a machine pistol or something like that. It's not like that. But I also want to talk about how I think some of the gadgets in this game for the classes aren't that great. Specifically the Enforcer. The Enforcer only has about 3 gadgets that are only for the Enforcer. You got the breaching charges, you got the riot shield, and then you also got the ammo box. And that's it, really. I mean, of course you have grappling hooks, the zip lines, the gas mask, all that, but those are for other classes as well. I feel like there should be at least maybe one more gadget for the Enforcer that's like just for the Enforcer. I think I think that would make the Enforcer a bit better than what it is now, because I think the Enforcer in Battlefield Hardline is probably the least played class. I'm not saying it's a terrible class. I really love the battle rifles. I think the battle rifles, sure, they could be balanced out a bit better. I still think the SA-58 OSW is a bit too good, and I think that shotguns are actually pretty good. You know, just the gadgets don't seem that great. Of course, you got ammo boxes, and you got riot shields, and you also got breacher charges, which are some of the best gadgets, but I feel like they need maybe at least one more gadget. Another thing I don't really like is, and maybe this is just because I've played Battlefield 4, but I feel like the criminals, the operator and the mechanic, they look so much like the professional. Maybe I just have to get used to it, but it's pretty annoying whenever somebody is playing as something like that. And another thing I didn't talk about in my last video, which was talking about the dinosaur mask. Yeah, I didn't say this, but I think that once the dinosaur mask and the wolf mask becomes unlocked, I feel it could be harder to distinguish what class a enemy player is playing as. Because if you're like running around and you see somebody with a dino mask, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what class they are at. Now, you could say that you could look at the weapon that they have, but even then, that's pretty hard to tell. I mean, a sniper, if you're, at a pretty longer distance, a sniper can look like an assault rifle, or a battle rifle can look like a shotgun. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about the class balance in Battlefield Hardline? Do you enjoy it? Do you think that a few things could be changed about it? Let me know in the comments. Hope you all enjoy. Feedback's always appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.